Tell me what's worse than learning all that you led to believe was all horse crap. They distort.
Welcome to 3 Counts Commentaries. Let's talk about NWA Power from June the 29th. So we start the show with a new tournament. It's going to be the Champion Series. It's going to be a points-based tournament. It's going to feature all of the champions. And I hate it already. Why? Because point systems don't work in wrestling. They don't work. It's dumb. If it's going to be like some 2 points for a pinfall, 3 points for a submission, this is going to turn into a real boondoggle. I don't want to do math. All right? I want to watch wrestling. I don't want to do math. Do a round robin tournament similar to the, what's that damn thing called? The Best of Super Juniors? Or what's that other one called? Shit. I don't know New Japan that well. The G1 Climax. That's what it's called. So do a G1 Climax round robin tournament. That's not bad. It's a little too much for me. Like, I like single elimination tournaments, personally. A points-based tournament does not roast my almonds at all. It does not get my spurs jingling and jangling. It freezes my spurs in place. Well, speaking of frozen in place, the first match on the show was Genocide versus Lady Frost, and it was not good. Genocide botched neck breaker. Well, Lady Frost technically botched a neck breaker because she did not make contact at all with Genocide. She also missed a spin kick that Genocide not only didn't sell because she was nowhere near, which was smart. You don't sell things that don't make contact. She's lucky this wasn't NXT. Her head might be, or she might have 2 right eyes at the end of a kick. Anyway, Genocide wins by Tombstone Power Driver. Taryn Terrell is Genocide's, I guess, her manager, her voice. Taryn Terrell is a good character. She's very bubbly, but she's still very heelish. Her gimmick is very, very much like Eva Marie. She's a wrestler who doesn't really want to wrestle. She's trying to find ways to get out of wrestling. So she kind of just likes the idea of being with a winner. So this works. Sal Rinauro won a television title shot on a YouTube show. I meant to watch it. I never did. I got around to it. And then he, cut a promo about how, because the match was supposed to be on this show. And he cut this promo about how he only need to be better than Pope for 3 seconds. He was 3 seconds from turning his life around. 3 seconds from everything that he's ever done finally making sense. And he's out there with his BFF, May Valentine. This is the most personality May Valentine showed in any episode of NWA Power ever. She's never showed this much personality before. It's when she was out there with Sal Rinauro. And I guess it's probably because she was legit happy for him. So then Colby Corino attacked him from behind, of course, because he's a heel. Threw him against the steps, beat him up some more. So the planned TV title match was abandoned. There was not going to be a planned TV championship match. This led to Tyrus and Austin Idol coming out for like the 5th week in a row. They said that Colby, like, what's a Colby? He's named after cheese. And that Sal is a joke. They mean nothing. They shouldn't even be out there. And that Tyrus is a global superstar. This is Austin Idol talking. And they've declared war on the Pope. So this led Pope to come out there and confront them. And instead of jousting with them verbally, he demanded they get in the ring. But he wouldn't let them get in the ring. He kept coming close to the ropes. And Tyrus kept saying, back up, back up. He wouldn't back up. And so Austin Idol and Tyrus decided to powder. And I was like, all right, whatever. Aaron Stevens, Matthew Mims, and Captain Yuma wrestled AJ and Luke Hawks and JR Kratos. This was a special fun exhibition put together by Aaron Stevens and Kratos for them to be on separate sides. They're the tag team champions, but they're not there. They were going to wrestle each other. And it was supposed to be a fun exhibition to fill time for the TV title match, which had to be abandoned. So what happens is Damian Say and Mecha Wolf come out and say that they're making a mockery of wrestling and the tag team championships. Then they jump Captain Yuma. And then the match is thrown out as a no contest, which makes no sense. It should have been a disqualification. So, like, that makes no sense. How you throw the match off as no contest? when one guy clearly is getting his ass kicked and he's on the other team. He's on one of the teams. Then the other team lost. All right. So anyway, it's no contest. It turned into a big fight. So Jax Dane and Crimson, they're having problems. Crimson says that Slice Boogie, he's a good kid. He's got heart. He's got determination. But he got a little too deep messing around with grown men. And Jax agreed. He said, oh, yeah, Slice is a good kid, but maybe Crimson, maybe you went a little too far. So, Crimson got offended. Said, like, look, Slice took it too far by costing us the tag team championship, and I just taught him a lesson. And then Jax Dane, who is seemed like a giant muscly guy, just turned into like a weasel. He was like, maybe we need to talk. Maybe, I don't know, we should talk here, maybe on Power in front of everybody. Or maybe we should talk there. Maybe, I don't know. You tell me. It's like, is this Office Space or something like that? Like, you're a grown man. Like, just bow up and be like, we need to talk, bro. Because I don't like what you did. The kid may have gone too far, but you ain't have to try to kill him. That guess would have been fine, Like, look the part, act the part. What the fuck is the point of you having muscles all in your neck and face and shit, and you just want to sit here and be mealy mouthed? Stop it. Don't do that. Moving to the next part, JTG and Chris Adonis. This literally was nothing. JTG came out, just repeated what he said the previous week, that he's only got one reason to be here, and that's to win championships, and that Adonis just happens to be in his way. Adonis cracked on him and said that, I'm the real national champion anyway. And look at you, you ain't got no friends. While me, I got Tom Latimer. And then Fred Rosser came out, called Adonis and Tom Latimer bullies and said that he's got JTG's back. Okay, whatever. Whatever. We had a heart-to-heart segment, which was more May Valentine. So May Valentine sits down with the masked man, and she is trying to find out who the masked man is. And it just turns into, I'm just so confused. Why won't you tell me anything about yourself? Why won't you talk about yourself, masked man? Just tell me. And he's just kind of like, only thing you need to know is what William Patrick Corgan and I love wrestling. And I love wrestling and William Patrick Corgan. Well, what he really said was that he was asked to do this interview, and he keeps his obligations, and he spent his life studying wrestling and focusing on wrestling and showing his love for wrestling. And every day he wakes up, he writes down his goal for the day, and every goal is to be an NWA world champion. And that he knows that the locker room works hard, but nobody works harder than he does. Wrestlers need to learn, dog. Just talking about wrestling and talking about how hard you work can't be more boring than that. You have to show some level of personality. Now, I'm guessing that this guy is probably just some no-name guy. But when it actually is time to unveil him, it'll probably be somebody that WWE fired a long time ago, but they couldn't appear without breaking that stupid no compete. So I expect Masked Man to change over time and just be somebody else, because that seems like a very Southern wrestling thing to do. That we just gonna throw somebody else under the mask. So this leads us to another May Valentine promo. This is the third one. This time she's with Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa is not good at talking. Look, man, she's just not good. So she thanked Melina for having her back, and Melina became a sister to her. But, Melina stands up for what is right. She stands up for yada, 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 for what is right, what she believes is right. I'm like, okay. But she's not very well liked, because Melina goes after everybody. And since, she's heard all the talkity talk in the locker room, and she's just going to have to sit this one out. She's going to let Melina go out there by herself, even though Melina has had her back all the time. And Melina loses to Kylie Rae. It was a match where Melina, again, is very limited. She didn't do much. But she did enough to make it seem like she was actually, competing in a match. She sold a little bit. She took one big bump, which was on the super kick, and she got pinned. So it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good, And I'm not a huge fan of Kylie Rae. I know. I've seen her wrestle quite a bit. I've seen her have good matches. But she just feels very one-dimensional to me. I need some more dimensions to that character. All right, that was NWA Power. Surprisingly, no Nick Aldis. Also, no Serena Deeb. And no Camille. Yeah, well, all very interesting stuff. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, donate via Subscribe Star. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.
I can only be